Okay, so this portion probably isn't going to be too long, but I don't know. I needed something to do. Don't usually just go an hour, so. I've been playing this game on my own time, which I think I expressed previously that I sort of regret. It's just addicting when you start playing it again, and I just want to continue on. But it's like we missed some big stuff. I just go down a path and see what I can find, and then it leads on to all this like wacky, crazy stuff. Fought a number of bosses, still haven't found anybody that's, you know, big time that'll give me souls so I can increase my health, but have got a number of prayer beads. Now vitality and health has been stacked. Last boss I fought was in this area, which was a repeat of a previous boss, so it wasn't that hard, despite the fact that this battle arena is much smaller than the first time you fight it, so that was sort of the issue. But if you know how to, good lord, if you know how to beat him, it's not that bad. You just repeatedly press the block button in order to down his poise, and then you jump off of him, and then that's kind of it. But this is the gun fort of, I guess, the Ashina. They're working with the Ashina, who are the sort of main antagonist group of this game. But there really isn't much to do here. I got the prayer bead and I fought that boss, and I've been looking around and there isn't too much. There's a boss that's kind of at the beginning of this area, but he's not easy to get to, so I might not worry about him right now. So let's travel. Let me go to the dilapidated temple real quick and see if I picked up anything, because I don't remember. I feel like I picked up a gourd seed at some point, but I don't know if I've turned it in yet. And then I think this last boss that I fought in that area that I just showed off, I think one of the drops, aside from the prayer bead, was also a shinobi tool, so let's take a look. Okay, so whatever one I picked up last time, I must have already turned in. Oh, you know what? I probably should change the ticker on the stream too. End of Shenmue has come and gone. We are doing Sekiro now. Just put random because this isn't like anything specific that I'm doing. I'm probably just gonna mosey around for a bit. Okay, looks good enough to me. So what do we got? We have the Divine Abduction. Prosthetic tool loaded with a large fan. Costs spirit emblems to use. Obviously, gathers and releases a gust of wind, forcing enemies caught by the vortex to turn around. Huh. Okay, so maybe that means I could do back attacks or something. It is a mild sort of being spirited away that can be returned from quite quickly. However, it is said that one can only return from being spirited away once, and if taken again, there is no coming back. So use a fan leaves to wrap yourself in a whirling wind. While using the gathering vortex, you press R2 again, Divine Abduction, release the winds around the enemy, making them suddenly face the opposite direction. Aside from certain strong enemies, they will lose sight of you and be vulnerable to death blow. Ah, okay, so I was correct. That sounds interesting, but it probably takes a lot. Let's see if I can do any upgrades. A little bit, I got a little bit of money. Let's see, I could upgrade the fan. What was it upgrade though? Nothing, I guess. You know, the spear seems like it'd be handy, it's just it doesn't do much. I've had it stacked on the available tools, but haven't had a chance to use it any. Also, I'll give this guy some liquor, He got some sake, he got some monkey wine, which I wasn't aware was a thing. I hope that's a thing, like in real life. It was described as being like wine that was taken from fermented fruits that monkeys had stored in trees or something. It sounded interesting. Okay, so let's see. Ashina outskirts. You remember last time I streamed this game, we ended up at the Ashina Castle, and there was like a samurai and some of his underlings on the stairway. I haven't gone up there, but I've kind of skirted around there. I went in the other direction. There was also the Watchtower area where they were keeping Kudo at the beginning of the game, but there's that really hard guy with the spear, and I wasn't too keen on that. Then there was the area with the big fat dude and the bell, so I went past there, and I ended up at this Senpo temple. So let's take a look in here, just so we can kind of see what this place is like. So it was sort of across the valley in that area, near the Ashina Castle. And there was sort of this gateway where there's this big fat dude with a bell and a lot of dogs. Could probably go take a look at it real quick. Oh, actually, never mind. No, okay, so yeah, there was the fat dude with the bell in there, but then it like went to this underground passage, that's right. And in the underground passage, there was a bunch of like sick people and zombies. It was very strange. So then we came to this area, and I was warned literally by Buddha not to come here because the monks had turned away from Buddha and began worshipping something else, I suppose. But these are like the ass-kicking monks. And I guess this is the Senpo Temple. For some reason, I'm getting like some weird audio spikes. Too concentrated on praying, doesn't see me. Or anything that transpired either, so that's good. Okay, so these guys with the staffs are a bit harder. Oh shit, he saw me. At least I can take one of them out. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more of them than I thought. Man, I thought there was only 3. I got jumped by like 6 of them. So as you can see, they can be a bit difficult, especially when they team up on you. That's why I like the sneaking aspect of this game. Lots of opportunities to take out people individually. I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I don't know, sometimes I want to play this game with a Dark Souls approach and just like fight everything that comes my way. But then at the same time, I kind of feel like, given that there's the sneaking mechanic, it's a better bet on some occasions to actually play it, you know, sort of with the sneaking aspect in mind. Like a Tenchu game or Metal Gear or something like that. So, I don't know, maybe you could do both. I just guess it depends on your skill and your play style, but... the fact that there's no penalties or reward depravities based on sneaking makes me feel like it is a very viable approach. And in a lot of cases, it's preferable. So again, the ones with the staffs are the ones to watch out for. Not too concerned with the guys that do just hand-to-hand. Although they could do some pretty hefty damage too, so you gotta watch out for both of them. It's like I could hear them, I just didn't see where they were. Hey, no fair, I was guarding. Okay. So we go through there, fight all these monks, then we come to this temple area here, and this is where it starts to get a little weird. Come in here and there's like these massive crickets. They don't do much damage, but they do interrupt you. I just don't like dealing with them, so... It's like, okay, so the Buddha, when you first enter this area, warns you, you know, not to come through here, because the monks turned away from Buddha, and they're doing something else, and it would not be in your best interest to come this way. But then you move, and you progress towards this area anyway, and then it's like, well, you made your decision, we'll pray for you, and, you know, hopefully you'll come out of it alive. But they never really tell you what exactly is going on with them, at least not at the start there. So... and I'm slowly starting to get the picture. But it's still a bit awkward. And, you know, despite the fact that this is a From Software game that has a lot more story than any of the Dark Souls, it still doesn't paint the clearest of pictures when it comes to the plot and the story. So we see all this monk stuff going on, and these monks are here, and, you know, they're doing their thing. Oh yeah, big guy. Damn. Oh. There we go. Okay. So they're all over here praying, and there's this thing. When I first came across this, I thought for sure it was a corpse. And I guess that kind of spoils the fun because it sure as hell looks like a corpse. Alright. I guess Depth of Field doesn't want to play a game with me right now, so... But it's got this like bag in front of it, so you're like, all right, come over here and grab it. Then it wakes up, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then you find the source of the crickets is coming from this thing. And also worm. But anyway, yeah, so... And here's the thing, this thing can't die. And when I first encountered this, I tried to kill it maybe like 4 or 5 times. Because when you're going through the little underground section that leads up to this place... It's a weird like little break in the panels there. There are enemies that can resurrect themselves. Or at least you kill them and then they, you know, they come back to life. But you kill them a second time and then they dissipate. But this thing does not. Now, I don't know... I guess I know the reasoning, kind of, because we came across another section that sort of explains it, but I don't know if that goes down to these things as well, these, like, zombies. I kind of wonder, let's see. Because there's some sort of item. Let's see, dousing powder, increases burn resistance, that's not it. That's supposed to dispel, like, evil or something. Made for driving away apparitions. I wonder if this is it. This is what I'm thinking of. Let's see what this divine confetti does. Okay. It, like, affects the blade. Oh no, he's coming back up. Still gets in that pose, so I feel like this probably isn't the effect that I want. I don't know if there is actually a way to kill these things. Snap seeds. Crush phantoms, so we already dealt with lady butterflies, so if all phantoms are in the same essence of what she had, then that's not going to do anything. I guess I don't have anything else then. I must have been thinking about the divine confetti. It's a rare, fairly recent item I picked up, and I was thinking maybe it might have had an effect on them, but, you know, as we saw, I just killed that thing twice, having that status effect applied, and it didn't do anything, so... I guess if there's a way to kill him, I don't have it yet. So, I talked to this lady when we came up here. I think she's the same thing. Okay. So last part first, she's talking about like rice or something. I've got the 5-colored rice, but I think that's just like markers. It's kind of like the stones in Dark Souls. So I've tried to like pour that on her and it didn't do anything. But at the same time, when she talked about rice from the divine child, I'm guessing that's something like a specific item. Also, it seems like you're supposed to have a prompt to give her something, so it's not something you just pour on her. But the earlier thing that she talks about is some sort of like fresh fruit, like 2 fruits from the divine serpent or something. Like one dried and one fresh, and she points down here and says the fresh one's down here. I don't know what's down there. It doesn't look like anything to me. aside from an area that I could access at some point. You know what that looks like now that I'm seeing it? Because I've never used the monocular here. It's a snake skin. So, a shedded snake. I wonder if it's the same one that we found. Stabbed in the eye. Whoops, whoa, okay, that was a bad idea. I was just pressing circle to exit. I didn't think I was going to dash forward on a cliff. So, there's got to be a way to get over there. I just don't know how. Not yet, anyway. I mean, there's like trees and stuff that you could hop on, but I haven't seen the path to get over there. Unless it's back the way I came. Because that seems to be the only thing that's fairly close. Maybe. I don't know. So that's a mystery I've got to figure out at some point. So this here is a very big tree. I don't think I could do anything with it. I've walked to the end here and it doesn't seem like there's anything I could drop down onto or whatever. Nice view though. I thought maybe this was what was going to bring me closer to that cliff area, and it does. But if I jumped, there's no way I can sling my way across. So that's pretty much out of the question. Oh yeah, there was some kind of item there though. There's a kite down there. I wonder if that has anything to do with anything. Alright. Maybe I should go back that way we came from. Kind of look down those cliffs and see. Okay. So those things, I think they're like the Nightjar warriors or something stupid like that. But they're really bad. I do not like fighting them. Their moves are very hard to read because they do a lot of jumps and twirls. And if you're fighting two of them, like, good luck. So, I don't think I want to mess with it. If I stab that guy in the back that's in the field, he's going to notice me. And I think if he notices me, then the one behind him notices me. And then I got to fight two of them. So, not what I'm looking for. There's a gap here that goes to another bridge, and I wonder if I can access that bridgeway. You didn't sling. This looks like I committed suicide. There's a tree up there. There we go. Guess I wasn't clicking it enough. Here, that one's coming to investigate. But anyway, yeah, that over there. I feel like I need to go that way at some point, but I just don't know how to access it. Anything down here? Okay. So here we come to another section. And there are more of those like little deformed midget enemies. But these ones can kick ass. They're not just like used as the local alarmists. So you gotta be careful with them. There's There's one here. Not him, him. And they're actually really hard to fight, even one-on-one. But if you're fighting multiple of them, I don't know about anybody else, but it's basically impossible for me right now, so. They can, like, block all your moves, they dodge you, they throw, like, poison daggers at you, it sucks. Damn. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Dangerous spot to fight on. Where'd he go? Did he die? I hope he fell off. Oh no, he's still down there somewhere. Well, I'm leaving. I guess he went after me. Okay, so you go through that little area, come up through here. There was another spot, I think we missed it, but there was like some pinwheels. And here is just a bunch of them. I don't really know what they do. I picked one up, like as an item. And there's also a bunch of these little statues too, so it's weird. Maybe not quite as weird as, like, you know, the zombie monks. But, yeah, it's got something to do with something. I don't know. Let me look into that, actually. Key items. Look at here. The red and white pinwheel. That's the one I picked up from this. Small pinwheel made of red and white paper, found about halfway up Mount Congo. The red and white pinwheels simply spin round and around. Everyone is right here. Okay. So, that's about it. And then we have a white one I picked up somewhere else. I think that was from the earlier spot. Found below a cliff at Mount Congo. Perhaps it was carried there by the wind. It is simply a single pure white pinwheel. Only the child is right here. Okay, so everyone must identify as the red, I guess. I don't know what that means. It's a little weird, though. Okay. So, let's see. What is this? I haven't looked down here, I don't think. Oh, is this just... Oh, I know what this is. Man, I went about going down there backwards. There's a little section. I don't know if you could see it from this angle. I think you can. That you go down through there. And it takes you to that bell there. But somehow, I don't remember how, I ended up over there. And I worked my way down back. But I couldn't get up through here because that wasn't the intended way. So it was a little weird. But I did it. I never saw the entry point, but I guess that was at this point. It makes sense now. So we come to this little skywalkway here, and there was a boss, and I've seen the boss that's here, like, memed a bunch in pictures. Basically, he's a samurai, just head to toe coated in armor, and, like, not just samurai armor, but, like, English, Western, full metal armor. And he carries a broadsword with him, so you can't damage him, but you do posture damage, and it's a little bit rough trying to get his hits, because he has, like, delayed swings. It was weird. I had to fight him a few times, but I guess he's one of those people that a lot of people struggle with, and I was no exception, because, yeah. But anyway, last move, once he's almost fully posture damaged, he slashes, like, at one of these walls, and then you just run up behind him and just give him a little push, and then he falls, and then he screams, Roberto! And one can assume that he's dead. Oh yeah, and if he kills you, it makes a comment about his son getting the rejuvenating waters, which is, I guess, some part that we're going up to. No, get these guys. Okay, so let's look over here. What is that? That's just a gap in the the mountains. A little triangular gap. I thought it might have been something interesting. I guess not. So I'm trying to see if there's any additional pathways over here. I don't think there is. Pretty much your only option at this point is to go through this additional temple area. I guess it's part of Mount Congo. And it can get a little rough. There's a couple goldfish down there, or koi, or whatever they are, carp. But there's a lot of monks in this area. Oh wow, I'm surprised that one didn't see me. Or hear any of that. Or the one standing guard up there. This game is very forgiving when it comes to enemy detection. Okay, so this is another temple area. There's more of these short stack guys. If you go in here, I already got the item. See, there's one coming out there, gonna lure you. But there's another one of those zombie guys. You kind of see him past that left-hand doorway. That one is much worse though, because he doesn't spit out crickets. He spits out. He's got a big centipede that wraps around him. I mean, big. It's as big as he is. It's got the girth too. It's kind of nasty, but it strikes at you. It's almost like a whip. Kind of lunges and whatnot. I don't like it. But again, they are also undead and can't die, so you can try killing as many times as you want, and it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna do anything. So we'll just walk around here. There was something I wanted to check out. As you can see, there's more of the short guys that are on top of that roof, so it makes it a little bit hard to kind of go around there. When we come through here, we got brand new enemies, which are the claw dudes. The boss that I mentioned at the beginning of starting this game up was a big version of one of these guys. And the first time you face him, he's very, very intimidating. These guys aren't so bad because they take very quick posture damage. So it's like you hit them with a couple hits and they're already ready to go. This place had a lot of item drops that I guess, according to the lore in this game, Mount Congo or something is very rich with its gunpowder minerals. So you use gunpowder to upgrade your tools. So there's a couple instances where you come across places like this and they've got some gunpowder just lying around, black and yellow, and it's all very good. I think that was the biggest takeaway from this one. These guys aren't, despite the fact that they have like big claws, that's not how they do their damage. I guess it all falls in line with the whole gunpowder scheme, but they toss like bombs at you, basically. Oh, that's what I was looking for. I heard it, but I don't know. Sometimes I have trouble seeing them. These stupid gecko things. Okay, so we got more monks over here. This is just the back end of the thing that we went through before we decided to hop on that other roof. Not much interesting going on here. Let's see if I can... Okay. Damn. I think I could get up there, but from a different point. Oh. Shit. Shit. I didn't even realize he was there until last second. Wrong time to hit. I need to regain posture. Uh-oh. There's like a shitload of wolves down there. Come up here. See if we can take this guy out. Iron will, eh? So these guys are kind of weird. There's, I guess they're a spin on the monks. They're hooded though, and the only difference they have is that they could throw those like slow falling bombs. I don't know the technical term as to what it could be, but that's the gist of it from my perspective. Okay, let's see if I can... You monks got poor eyesight. Took him a sec to realize what was going on. Okay, so my favorite, I'm just gonna call them Nightjar because I think that's what they are, but I'm not too positive. We got two of them here. They're guarding a door that I think I've already opened. Well, I got three of them actually, but one's coming around the corner. He's gonna turn around and he's gonna go back, and then that's a chance for me to possibly sneak up and try to take one out. The thing is, I was wondering if this was like a super Nightjar warrior, because he's got two lances from the appearance here, but it's actually two guys and they're just back to back. And they're looking outward for each other, so it sort of sucks. I suppose what I could do... There is a... What is it? Suppresses sound and presence, that's the one. Okay, so let's see if we can take out this one. I had to fight both of them before. Oh god, I forgot that they throw things. Okay, you see what I'm saying about like the whole sweeping thing, though? They do a shitload of damage too. I forgot about that aspect of it. You can't knock them down though. That is one good thing. Same thing in mind. Shit. Damn. Oh, man. Oh, I ran out of shit. Okay. I ran out of the gadget thing. Okay, so that just took me by surprise because I wasn't actually watching it. But those little spirit things. Yeah. Otherwise I would have been able to knock them out of the air and grab them that way. Well, you do what you can. I guess I'll just wait for this guy to turn around. Not really concerned about his dead mate there. Much easier to do it that way. Let's see. Don't think there... Okay, yeah, there's no more. Okay, so we come in here. Big Buddha. Lots of Buddha. We got this one praying here. And this is where we get a little bit of story. It wasn't a cutscene per se, but there was some shared dialogue between these two. But this is another one of those monks that is apparently undead. See if he has anything else to say. Also a very slow talker.
なたはそなたの御子を一人にするでない。
That's the plan.
行きなされ。死の手から食いるのでは遅いのじゃ。
Okay. A little bit of additional dialogue there. He tasks you with doing something, which I kind of forget what it was, unfortunately. But yeah, basically, he's another one of those undead priests that we saw, except I can only assume he has a little bit of sanity left, and thus he's not aggressive. There's also something else we pick up here, which is... What is it? I don't think it's that. I think it's ornamental letter. Ah, yes, the holy chapter infested. That's, I think that's what we picked up here. So it's a passage describing a journey to enlightenment. Quoted, "For an age I have been blessed by the worm. To be undying is to walk the eternal path to enlightenment. Thus I must become enlightened to understand why I cannot die. It is said the holy dragon's origins were in the West, so I wonder, how did the worm come to be bestowed upon me?" So, whether that's a reflection of the people that are in here or not, oh yes, by the way, there's also a lot and lots of those undead priests here. And, they are not fun to deal with. This one, even, has the centipede that I talked about all out and about. No surprises for him. He just likes to show it off. So, yeah. The good thing is that they don't, like, leap out. They only stay in that seated position, and they really don't have much range unless they got a centipede on them. So, unless you need to pick up something that's near them, which I've already done, I think with all these guys, there's not too much to fear from them. So... it's good enough. I guess I'll go ahead and rest here. Alright. Do I have a lot of spirit emblems? Okay, yeah. 358 in storage. That seems like plenty to me. At least for right now. I try not to use the gadgets too much. But with what the knight said about the healing waters and these guys about being undead, I can only assume that at some point there's not a fountain of youth per se, because obviously they're not looking very youthful, but there is something that's prolonging these people's lives. And let's get a good look at those centipedes. Oh yeah, just baby centipedes now. I guess he's waiting to get his adult big one that he could swing around. So anyway, I don't know if this has anything to do with Buddha or something opposing Buddha or what, but it's weird. It's a little creepy. Let's see if there's an exit down this way. I guess not, so we gotta go. Oh hey, an item. Ah, the Jesus statue. I think I've only had 2 of those so far, one of which I used already. I think during the Lady Butterfly fight, which I didn't even end up having to use, unfortunately, so it was kind of wasted. Let's see, there are no additional pathways. I don't want to go back outside though, because those long weapon warriors are going to be out there. Okay. So I did notice that there's this other pathway here. Is it just one monk? If it's just one monk, I might rush him. I think it's just one. So this way I haven't explored too much. I think there was a drop and I was just kind of fearful about going any further. So maybe this is where I need to go in order to progress. But where it takes me, I don't know. lot of these guys. I swear I was through here before and it was just 2 of them. Okay, 4. Good for future reference. Looks like they got a hole down here. This was one of the drop I was talking about. I don't know what this is. I've actually never looked down here. Maybe this is how you get back up once you drop down the hole. In fact, I think that might exactly be what it is. Okay, so we still got plenty of Buddha statues. Let me see something real quick. I got a decent amount of money. I feel like I should probably go exchange it for some money bags at some point. But I guess I won't worry about that right now. Huh. Alright, this seems to be an out. Is there anything else down here? Oh, hello. Are these alive? I guess they're not alive. I didn't even realize that. Good lord, there's a lot of them. Whoa. So I wonder how the claw guys, like, fall into all this. If they're related to this whole situation. What's up, Deller? Been a minute. Good to see you. Senpo esoteric text. Book of secrets that grants an ability to learn Senpo style skills. Ooh. Those of the Senpo temple mastered martial arts in the pursuit of virtue. They considered strong fists and strict discipline essential against Buddha's enemies. However, Senpo temple was seized by an obsession for the undying, which corrupted their teachings and style. So there's a little bit of explanation to everything we've just seen. Obsession with the undying. Is that just like a being, or is that like a... do we got a MacGuffin going on here that we need to find? Okay, so that's where we came from, so we're just across the way. Oh, geckos. Sorry, but I'm not really worried about them. Oh shit, I'm poisoned. Ugh. I got something, antidote powder, I'm guessing. I haven't had to use that yet. Seems like such a great game. Oh, it's very fun. I find it very addicting when I start playing it. I could hardly put it down. I love the exploration. I love the scenery. Looking around and trying to find some new stuff. And it's like every time I go down a path, it always actually ends up leading somewhere. Except in the couple cases where it hasn't, but for the most part it has. But it's got a weird little lore about it, and I find it really intriguing, and I want to find out what's going on, but as it is with most From Software games, it's a bit of an effort trying to pull out some story from the game. Okay, so I got a branch I could hook onto here, but it's not something that pulls me up, it just swings me out, so let's see what it does. Okay, so we just went roundabout. I got the esoteric text, but I guess that's it for the Senpo Temple. So we've explored everything here. Which means, oh man, what do we got left? Ashina Castle is the only thing I haven't really gone on to investigate too deeply. So, I guess let's go there. Old Grave, or just the castle's good. Maybe we could finally fight that samurai, see what's going on there. One of those you wish you bought but haven't. Man, since it got Game of the Year, I think they've trying to been pushing it. Usually when a game wins a big award like that, they have a lot of sales. So, might be worth picking up at some point. You know how these games go. I mean, less often when it comes to smaller companies like From. But usually, after about a year, I mean, they could go down as cheap as $20. I got this for $20 on Black Friday. Had it shipped to me with 2 other games. So, you know. Just pre-ordered Final Fantasy VII Remake Digital Deluxe. I think that will be your favorite of the year. Maybe. It looks pretty good from what I've seen so far. I've not been trying to look too deeply into it because despite the fact that it's a remake, I still like there to be surprises. Did the same thing with Resident Evil 2, and I was pleasantly surprised by what I didn't know. So, okay, so these owl bastards, or whatever the hell they are a pain in the ass. If I could not fight them, that's preferable to actually fighting them. Let's see. I think I need to hook onto this first, then I can get up here. They're hard to spot though, but when they see you, they throw all sorts of crap at you. Can see this one being free eventually, PS Plus, probably. Not wrong about that. It was supported pretty heavily by Sony, so. Okay, how do I want to go about doing this? I think I'm going to try and take this guy out. I've raided this place before, so I know kind of the enemy patterns, but once shit gets stirred here, everybody just starts going nuts. Like that. Oh, I didn't see that guy. I'm keeping up with Crisis Core on WB. Is it worth watching? I've watched a handful of them, but I haven't watched all of them. Also, is it called Crisis Core, or is it like... Yeah, so I might be confusing it with Final Fantasy. Got Final Fantasy on the brain. Crisis of Infinite Earth. But you quit after Kevin Conroy's appearance. Seems kind of dumb. I don't know, not interested, but kind of... well, that's kind of how those CW shows are. I mean, they're sort of interesting, but... You know, every once in a while, they'll have a really good string of stories, and then sometimes it gets a little dull or stupid. I haven't watched all of them, just off and on, and it kind of ranges. The show, the Legends of Tomorrow show, it's kind of a mixed bag. I don't think it's as good as like their core shows like Arrow and Flash, but it has its moments, I guess. I would say if you're not invested outside of certain things like that, probably not worth it. They are doing a lot of like fan servicey things though, so I don't know. It's like they had Brandon Routh as Superman. I think they brought Tom Weller back. So, I mean, if you're interested in any of the overall shows, might be worth it. Okay, that guy shooting me did not help. Son of a bitch. Went for the wrong move. Zigged when I should have zagged. Infinite Crisis, that's what it is. Even I was slipping up on that. Teen drama. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Turn your back on me so soon. It's like when it gets to the thing is that it isn't always teen drama. I mean, sometimes it is, and that's how the stories go. And it, you know, has to do with all the relationship crap and all that, and it's like, ugh. But, you know, it's not 100%. Like I said, every once in a while they could string together a good story. But the Legends of Tomorrow. The thing with the Legends of Tomorrow is it doesn't really do the teen drama, so there is that aspect of it. So I think you're safe if you're watching the Infinite Crisis. But on the other hand, I mean, I guess they kind of have in the past, but not too much. On the other hand, it's sort of more dumb, I think, than the other shows. So there's that too. I got family that's real invested in it though, so I'm always hearing about it, even if I'm not necessarily watching it. Did the same goddamn thing. Took damage that time too, jeez. Okay, so I gotta watch it here, because I think one of those, like, weird owl people is around here. There he is. They got pretty good sight, too. You know how we were having issues, or non-issues, with people not seeing us from so far away? These guys will track you at any range. Every once in a while there's Gem, Conroy appearance is brief but worthwhile. Yeah, it was pretty good. I like seeing him anyway. Doing old Bruce was pretty cool. Howdy. Something Michael Keaton used to play old Bruce Batman Beyond. Maybe. Kevin Conroy's like perfect for it now though, because he's got the voice and he's old. But also this guy's getting a little janky. But yeah, that would be fun. I think especially with his acting credentials, Michael Keaton probably might be a little bit more worth the part. Also, that particular moment I had my camera trained on the kite, so we all saw where it came from. But first time going through here, I just heard, you know, that noise. Oh! I was like, what in the hell is going on? And then this guy comes crashing out from seemingly space. Keaton is your Batman. I mean, yeah, I could sympathize, because Batman 89 was my first Batman film too, but I don't know, man. There are things I really don't like about it. That was a bad hit. Oh, you can't hit me when I'm down. Alright, Deller. Good to talk to you for a bit. You have a good night. Oofa. Ow. Okay, I didn't know he could knock your guard down like that. That kind of sucks. Okay, I tried to do the step move where you step down on the blade. Didn't work that time. Okay, I attempted to do this guy a little bit too late. I think I'm definitely gonna need some more flasks before I can tackle him. He's just gonna be chasing after me. Too late. Oh yeah, and there's like the whole castle behind him. One guy was like, ooh. I think that's quite the battle cry we're looking for. Bad combo there. Also pellets, no. My fault, I guess I had that tacked on, but still. I don't know if it works with him. It should, but... That's a sweep. I gotta jump for that one. Damn it. Damn. Well, too late on that one. Oh yeah, pellets again. That's not what I want. Slipped up there, didn't you? Alright. Trying to go for that buff. Let's see what you were hiding. Oh, divine grass. I already got one of those. It doesn't seem like the greatest thing to me. Secret medicine that fully restores vitality and cures all status abnormalities. I mean, yeah, that's good, but still. One small part of Ashina is exceedingly old. The ancient soil, rocks, and water that pervaded the land are said to have attracted attention of the gods. The Dr. Dogen studied the plants in this ancient place, resulting in the recipe for this special medicine. Considering how rare it is, apparently. You know, and it's only a one-time use, obviously. I don't know. Never been too keen on using the one I have, so. Okay, so this is Ashina Castle, though. I guess we had the little guard up in front, and that's sort of it. I've gone through here via the rooftops, that way we were going where they got attacked by the kite man. So it's possible to get in there, and I already have. Let's see if I can. I don't think I could get to that from there, unfortunately. Look, there's the little kite man. It's like all this crap I've seen from media from when I was a little kid. I used to watch a lot of Japanese stuff when I was a child. I don't know why. But you see a lot of like, you know, stuff that you take for granted when you see it. You don't know what the hell the origin is, but like vivid memories of cartoons with like people attempting to be ninjas by kiting themselves up in the air. And that's like part of their lore. Never really think about it, but it's a little bit weird. And then you see it in this game, and it's like an actual threat. These guys lost their captain. I wonder if they'll still talk. I guess not. They just get angry. But it is possible to go a little bit deeper into the castle. Let me see if I can find... let's see, what was the... Not the reservoir. Great Serpent Shrine. Okay. I think this was right outside where we started, because that's where I came around through. I went through Ashina Castle. There was no way to actually get inside the castle itself. You just kind of skirt around the perimeter. But I went through some of the area there and then came around through here, which I guess is the Great Serpent Shrine, which I wasn't aware of. I haven't seen the serpent yet, but I went through there, and then that's where I found the, what do you call it? The gun palace. No, the gun fort, I think is what they call it. So, that's where we started off, and like I said, I got through the boss there, and I couldn't find anything else to do. So, I think that area is completed outside of that other one boss that I haven't managed to fight. That looks weird. Is that like a massive rope? I guess. We came through here though, and there was like some monkeys. I know one of the other bosses that gets memed is some sort of monkey boss that throws shit at you, so I'm always wondering when I saw these things whether or not that's what it was gonna happen. Just stabbing monkeys. It seemed like there was an alternate path here too. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe not. Yeah, because I remember all this. There's a little gateway. There might be something else. This is the Ashina Castle. This is the other side of where we basically just were. And then it leads to this path that we just saw, and then that goes to the gun fort. I don't know if there's an additional path that's through there, though. I'm gonna have to find something, but there's got to be somewhere else to go, obviously. Because I haven't made any additional progress out of that. But that's basically a sum up of what I've been doing on my own time. It took about an hour to get through all that, so it's like, feels like it's so much shorter, but it was enough to pad out another hour for the stream, which is good. I would like to come back to this as part of the stream. We'll get around to it someday. Maybe finish up the story. It's just a little bit slow going since, you know, that's the nature of these games. Sort of the exploration process and all that. But very good game. Enjoying it quite a bit. But I'll find out where to go, I suppose, and we'll come back to this at some other point. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream and Sekiro. I might be back over the weekend because I'll probably have Devil May Cry 2, and then we can apparently start the suffering once that's ready. So who knows when that'll be, but soon. If not over the weekend, then definitely by next week. And I might have a couple things or come back to this if I don't have it quite ready by then. But I think that's probably going to be what's next on the plate. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. Good Shenmue stream, good Sekiro stream. And yeah, back in a few days, or a couple days, or a day. We'll see. Anyway, have a good night. Catch you next time.